we have voiceover and screen actor Ramone. On tonight's show, we have voiceover and screen actor Ramone Hamilton. And now for your host, KoolKard. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kickin It KoolKard show. I am your host, KoolKard. Episode 39. Hey, we're pushing forward. I'm trying to hit 50 soon. I can't rush it because we do it weekly. But I thank everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate the love and the support, man. If this is your first time tuning in, I invite you to subscribe, like the show, share it. Just keep coming back so I can continue providing this value for you that I get from these great, extraordinary guests that I bring on here. All right. And tonight listen, we're going to keep it rolling. Tonight, we got a actor, a voiceover actor, a screen actor, a singer, everything. I'll let him tell you everything that he does, because he's like multifaceted. He does everything across the board. His name is Ramone Hamilton. Oh man, you may know him, but you don't know him. You may have heard his voice, but you haven't seen him, or you may have seen him and then you also don't know that you heard his voice elsewhere. All right. He does it all, y'all. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome him with a KoolKard intro, like I do all my guests, the cool way. And then we're going to bring him on in and get this thing rolling, man. I'm not going to run my mouth too much because we got a lot to cover. All right. Thank y'all once again for tuning in. Let's go. Welcome to the show, Ramone Hamilton, the one and only. What's going on?
What's up? Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Oh, man, we're super excited to have you. Hey, man, thanks for coming to kick it with your boy, KoolKard. It's only right that I bring you on. You're doing so many great things. First and foremost, let's get this out the way. You are the voice of George Beard on Captain Underpants on Netflix, correct?
Yes, correct.
Season 4 streaming right now, right?
Streaming right now. Go watch it.
Yes, indeed. When's season 5 coming? Are you guys working on that?
Season 5 is already done. That'll be coming out soon.
Man, y'all knocking them out, banging them out.
Yeah. Banging them out. You know how we do it.
You were telling me you want to take Drake, so I'm telling you, you're a catalyst for that being able to come out so quickly, right? You go in there, bam, I'm done. Let's go.
Yep. Yep. In and out. One take.
In and out. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Man, how old are you?
I'm 14 years old.
14 years old, man. You're the youngest I've ever had on my show. And you're so accomplished. Man, I commend you.
Thank you.
I commend you. You got a great work ethic. And just like I could tell a lot, man. Just from looking at pictures, I could tell you're family oriented. I tell you, you got a lot going on. And that's why I was showcasing a lot on Instagram when I was promoting your singing and all that. How'd you get your start? When did you start? What age?
I started professionally when I was 6 years old, but I've always been entertaining, performing, doing all that since, I came out of my mama's stomach. Yeah. I come from an entertainment family. My grandfather was an actor.
Okay.
His name was Bernie Hamilton. He was on a show called Starsky and Hutch in the 70s and 80s. And my uncle, Chico Hamilton, was a very famous jazz drummer. He played with musicians like, Count Basie, Lena Horne, and Duke. So, I like to say, it's in my blood. I was meant to do this.
Definitely in your blood. Some heavy hitters, man. Yeah. You were destined for greatness. Your parents knew that and said, "Boy, get out there."
Yep.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. So, was Captain Underpants your first gig, or you've been gigging for?
No, my first ever job in the industry, I was either like 6 or 7. I believe I was 7. I was recording a anti-bullying CD with Patty Austin. So that was my first job. But Captain Underpants the Epic Tales of Captain Underpants was actually my first ever voiceover job.
Okay.
With animated TV shows and all that. So yeah.
And what was that experience like, being that it was your first voiceover gig?
It was awesome. Coming to work, all the producers, all the directors, all the writers, it's a fabulous cast and crew. So, it was always fun, work never felt like work. And,
Right.
the script's just so amazing. And, like I said, it was just fun. It was just really fun.
So who are some of your coworkers on the show? Give them a shout out. Shout their name out.
Nat Faxon, who plays the epic tales of Captain Underpants.
Okay.
Kevin Michael Richardson, who plays my dad, who also plays Diddly Diddly Diddly. The fans of Captain Underpants will understand. Diddlysaurus. Then, my fabulous co-star, Jay Granani, plays Harold Hutchins, of course. So, that's the Captain Underpants crew.
Okay.
And you know how we do it. And also got to shout out Erica Luttrell, who plays, Erica on the show, Erica Wang, and Jorge Diaz, who plays Melvin, our arch nemesis. So, we got a great cast. So.
Okay, yeah, man. Give them their flowers, man, while they can still smell it. Shout them out, definitely.
Of course.
Now, so I told you this show is all about value. So I try to pull things out of my guests that someone that is aspiring to do what you do may not know. Can you kind of give us an insight of what that audition process was like? Because I'm pretty sure it's a little different than, on-screen auditions, correct?
Yeah, so the audition process was actually, it's fairly similar.
Okay.
The difference, like with voice acting and on-screen acting, for voice acting, you don't have to memorize your lines or the script. You just have to be really familiar with it. So, you go into the recording booth when it's your time to go in and, put on the headphones and everything. And it's pretty similar. I mean, you've got your voice director. The voice director will tell you how he wants you to deliver the lines with, your emotion and your intentions and all that. And, he's usually reading with you. So, it's very similar. It's very similar, but.
Okay. And you mentioned.
Not on screen.
Just not what?
Just not on screen.
Okay.
Just your voice.
All right. And
yeah.
So do you find, and I know we'll talk about the other things you've done, because I know you've been on screen and stuff like that, but for you personally, would you rather be just the voice and have your privacy, or be on screen and people knowing you? And
that's hard to say. I mean, I love voice acting and I love on-screen acting. I mean, that's hard to say, but my favorite would probably be on-screen acting. It's just something about, being on set.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're different, but they each have their own qualities that, you love. But, being on set and, lights, camera, action, it's just something about that.
Magic.
That just fires you up. So for me, probably screen.
Definitely, man. So when did you know that you had a voice as far as singing? Because you're a singer too. I was promoting you out there, man. You do your thing.
Well, ever since I was a kid, I always loved singing.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I wasn't too good. I was off pitchy a lot, but took some voice lessons when I was about, I want to say maybe 7 or 8, and just always been singing, just around the house, just everywhere, acting and singing and dancing. So started when I was real young.
So was it that? So basically, when your parents decided to say, "Hey, you know what? This kid has something. Let's put him out there," you were okay with that? That's something that you love to do, right? Well, you get some kids that don't really want to do it, and their parents say, "Hey, this is what."
Well, it's my, I'm blessed to have such amazing parents. My mom and dad, who I love so much. They didn't have to push me. They didn't have to push me at all. This is something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
Like I've just literally always loved doing it and always have been doing it. So it was just a natural thing for me to just start acting and start going out there professionally. So, that's a real blessing. It was something that I wanted to do, my passion.
Right.
And, my parents weren't forcing me at all. So, yeah.
Okay. So, since you sing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Since you sing.
Let me break y'all off with a little something with all the KoolKard fans. All right. Sunshine, blue skies, please go away. My girl's found another and gone away. With her, with my future, my life is filled with gloom. So day after day, I stay locked up in my room. I know to you, it might sound strange, but I wish it would rain. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause so badly I wanna go outside, but everyone knows that a man ain't supposed to cry. Listen, I gotta cry, 'cause crying is the pain. Oh yeah. People, this hurt I feel inside, words can never explain. I just wish it would rain. Oh, let it rain. Rain, rain, rain. Ooh, baby. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let it rain.
Where you get all that soul from?
Temps, James Brown.
Where'd you get all that soul from? I know you singing. I'm saying, where'd you get all that soul from? Because some people can sing it, but don't have the soul.
Some people can't sing. Well, vocal lessons and, God. I give all the glory to God.
Absolutely.
Praise your holy name. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Absolutely.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Amen to that. You know what I wanted to tell you too? You mentioned, your love for your family, man, and your parents. And you know what? I don't know you from anybody else. Met you on the gram. Saw you. I saw your interview with. How do you pronounce her name? Amaje. I saw your interview there. Boom. Hit you up like, hey, KoolKard show. How about it?
Yeah.
You said yeah. Your manager said yeah. Cool. But I've gone, I do my research. Like I said, I pulled your video, all that type of stuff. I look at your pictures and I see you with your family, and I can tell that it's just genuine, authentic love. And I want to ask you, what does that mean to you, and what does it do for you to have that active support and love in your life while you're doing your career as a child? You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to call you like a child, you know what I mean? But you're a teen actor and you come from 6 years old. Like, what does that mean? Because there's parents that take advantage of their children. They don't, it's just all about business. It's, you know what I mean? There's no love there because they can't separate it. And it's all about business and just cranking out numbers, right? What does that mean to you?
It honestly means the world. I mean, in this business, it's tough, it's rigorous, it's very trying. And it's key to have a strong backbone, a strong support system. And, that's what I've had since I was born.
Yeah.
My parents was always nurturing and always believing in me and, always taking action on what I wanted to do. So, my advice to anybody who wants to get into the business, any aspect, make sure you have that strong support system, because you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
Okay. Yeah, man. I can tell. I'm telling you, it exudes through the pictures, through the photos. Like, I can just tell, man, this kid loves his parents. His parents love him. They support him. Like, I'm telling you, you can see it through the pictures. You really can. So I was like, man, I gotta just ask him, because you have some child actors. You've heard the stories. They just get taken advantage of, man. Parents are just, it's all business. It's mechanical. It becomes mechanical. Yeah, it's just dysfunctional. So I had to ask, man. Yeah, of course. I can appreciate that, and I'm so glad and happy that your parents are there for you like that, in that business. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm familiar and I know what it is out there. It's rough for adults, so I know it. A child with a child.
Come on, for anybody.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I got a question for you though. Somebody wanted me to ask you, because they're an actor and they got their first voiceover audition. Can you give any tips on that? How to prepare, like what to expect?
Okay, so for your first voiceover audition. Okay, number one, be very familiar with the sides. Know them. You don't have to memorize them, because you are going to be recording your voice. It's not on camera.
Okay.
So just be familiar with the script. Act it as if you were on camera, though. Still be able to display the emotion and all that. Still be into it, be animated, but just make sure you show that with your voice, show the emotion with your voice. Be in a room where it's quiet, maybe in a closet, so the sound's not echoey, or it's not bouncing off the wall, so it's nice and a compact area. And number one, have fun. And just enjoy it and live in the moment, and just do your best. So yeah, break a leg in your audition to whoever that was.
Yes, very well put. I'm sure they're watching, so yeah, thank you for that. Hey, I want to read some of the comments over here. Southern Style says, what the heezy, that boy can sing. And then Rain is saying hello. And then
Hi.
And then Rain also says, Rain was also asking, did you read Captain Underpants books when you were a child?
Of course. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's actually really funny because when I got the call to do the audition, I believe the movie had come out before, and I really enjoyed the movie, and growing up, and enjoyed the movie, and Kevin Hart and his portrayal as George, was just awesome. So to go back to the question, of course I read the books, a huge fan, and thank you for all the support as well. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw that you worked on Black Jesus when you were younger with two legends, man, that are no longer with us.
Yeah.
Charlie Murphy, John Witherspoon. Do you remember being around them? Like,
yeah, it's actually funny. That's very funny you mentioned that. I want to say 2 days ago, I was just scrolling on Hulu and saw that Black Jesus was, on Hulu. Everybody watch it. And I went and was going through all the episodes trying to find mine, and I finally found mine, and I was just rewatching it and seeing all the legends on it, and just thinking, reminiscing. It's like, wow, it was such a blessing. But do I remember being on set? Of course. I remember singing for Charlie Murphy, and him telling me that, he started when he was young, and just to continue to strive for greatness, and to never stop, and just to continue doing that. So looking back, that was really crazy. It was a huge blessing to be on set with John Witherspoon, Charlie Murphy, just absolute legends.
Yeah, man. I bet you that was something to remember for real.
Yeah.
What about Garrett?
Oh, Garrett Morris. That was amazing.
If people don't know who Garrett Morris is, Stan from Martin.
Yeah.
And a lot of things. He's been in so many things. But I mean, for me,
yes, I remember all that. Being on set with Garrett Morris, that was amazing because in that episode on Family Reunion, he was playing the sensei of the dojo, and it was just a blessing to be around that greatness, and him still doing it. I believe he's like 82 now, so just the wisdom and the words, and it's like, just, I don't know, just being on set, you just feel that aura, that legendariness, and it makes you step up your game as an actor. It makes you want to rise to his level. So
it has to be inspired, man. And I'm sure just watching him, just seeing his work ethic and his techniques, you could take from that, man, and put in your tool belt. Like, that's dope. And that's the gems that you don't get from just reading a book. You got that on. It's just on the job experience with a legend. Yeah. Can you talk about some stuff that you're working on right now, currently?
Right now, okay. Actually, what I came back from the studio doing today, I have a new Disney series that's going to be coming out very soon. An animated show that's going to be on Disney Junior called The Chicken Squad. Okay. Play Coop in that. And that's about 3 sibling chickens that go around their neighborhood, and the show they go around their neighborhood and they solve problems, and the show it teaches kids. It's for preschoolers. teach kids about critical thinking and problem solving and just, being a good person out in society. So that's one thing that I'm working on. I also have an independent movie that's going to be coming out that's directed by famed comedian Max Amini called James II.
Okay.
That's going to be coming out soon. And I also have some music coming out, and for the winter time I'm going to be selling a doll that my grandfather actually created called the Chocolate Snowman. So that's, like I said, that's going to be coming out for winter time, and we've got a whole bunch of other things that's going to be coming out along with that. And it's called the Chocolate Snowman, and he created that some years ago, but it's for kids of color to see that there's a toy that looks like them, that's not the traditional normal snowman. So the Chocolate Snowman.
Where will people be able to pick that up from?
All on my Instagram. It's gonna be on all like Amazon, all the major platforms where you can buy and order toys and all that stuff. So wintertime, everybody watch out for the Chocolate Snowman.
Hey, be sure, I don't know if you know about this, but if you go into your settings in Instagram, if you have a business account, there's a actual store that you could create, and you can click the picture that you put on your feed, and it takes them right to the website to buy it.
I didn't even know that. Thank you for that. It's awesome.
Yeah, if you need help finding it, holla at me. Yeah.
Everybody check me out on Instagram. I am Ramone Hamilton.
Yes. Yeah. I am Ramone Hamilton. It's right there on your lower third. We got you covered, and I got all your links in the description on the playback when it's posted tonight too. So quick thing. What episode can we check you out on Black Jesus on Hulu so people can go check you out, support you?
Okay, season 1, episode 10.
Okay.
Season 1, episode 10.
Season 1, episode 10
on Hulu, and I also have another show on Nickelodeon called Blaze and the Monster Machines, and a show on Cartoon Network called Summer Camp Island. So, guys, check that out. I know I got some Blaze and Summer Camp Island fans too. So, yeah. So if y'all missed this, y'all hit the replay, playback, write all that down, go support him. Definitely. Please.
Hey man, so you sang, and I forgot to mention when we were talking about that, is that you were actually in a part of an orchestra. Is that correct? You play instruments and you sing, like you really do this.
Yeah. So that was when I was 7. I performed with the LA Inner City Youth Orchestra they were doing a tribute to Beethoven and Michael Jackson, and I was actually I was in the show, and I was doing some of my mic, because I dance as well, and I was doing
what don't you do?
My dance instructor Scorpio, you can follow him. He's on my Instagram as well, Scorpio. Who's a Michael Jackson tribute artist, but that's what that was. I was dancing as a young Michael Jackson during that performance. So yeah.
Okay. So what can we expect from your album? You mentioned an album coming out.
Yeah. You can expect some great singing. First off, you can expect some jams from all genres. Pop, R&B, a little bit of Latin.
Okay.
We got some soul. So all that, a little bit of hip hop too.
Okay.
So you can expect some written songs by me, of course.
Dope.
And some jams. So everybody look out for that. It's gonna be coming out soon.
Definitely, I'll be checking your Instagram so I can definitely support that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Loving that, man. Loving that. What's your heritage? You mentioned Latin. What's your heritage?
Yeah. So African American, and my great grandmother was Mexican. So
okay.
Got a little bit, and got some Creole in there. A little bit of everything.
So do you speak Spanish?
Sí.
Okay.
¿Tú hablas?
Hey, listen. Okay. I used to speak it, and I used to be able to understand it very well.
Okay.
That's gone out the window, man. I stopped practicing, and you know how if you don't use it, you lose it. It'll come back though.
I get it.
Call me up, man. Give me a session one day, man. I need a refresh.
Okay.
Cool, man. So you got the album. You're working on new shows. Man, let's talk about your anti-bullying advocacy. You mentioned that earlier on the show. And I also want to play a clip from a production that you wrote,
Yes,
directed, filmed, you created yourself. I want to play that, and I want to talk more about that. And before we move forward, though, hold on, because you were telling me something when we were pre-gaming, and I definitely want to bring that to light. You said that you were on Will and Grace, right?
yes.
And a certain someone told you, as an actor, hope you guys are listening, because this is a gym right here. As an actor, you can't just act. You gotta write. You gotta just create. So let's talk about that, because you're writing films, you're writing music.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of that.
So I was on a show called Will and Grace about maybe 3 years ago with an actor by the name of Chris Redd, who's on SNL right now. Just a great actor, great dude. And when we were on set, he told me, like you said, he was telling me about the importance as an actor to not just, rely on, going to auditions and just hoping you get a part, but creating your own series, your own productions, and writing. He said, as an actor, it's super, super important to read and write. Write your own stuff, write your own productions, your own short films. That's what I've been doing for the past few years. What, you guys are about to see right now, coming up, and especially as actors of color, African American actors, opportunities, aren't that common,
Yeah.
and creating your own wave, and that's super important. That's what you have to do to be able to stay relevant and stay in the business. So,
Absolutely.
That's really important.
And it's key to keep yourself busy so you don't sit around going crazy trying to look for that next gig, with acting.
Exactly.
Where that's concerned, just stay busy and be interrupted. Let them interrupt you when they give you that call and say, hey, we want to book you, Yeah, let them interrupt what you got going on. Just never stop creating. Definitely. Did you take any writing courses? Like, how did you get that skill?
Yeah, so I started writing. I started doing all that producing and directing 2 years ago when I was in the 6th grade at my school, my old school, New Roads. I took a class called Video Shorts.
Okay.
Where we create and produce our own short films. So that really taught me the fundamentals of directing and writing and creating your own, stuff like that. So that was right after I'd done Will and Grace, so it fit in boom, it really locked it into my brain. So
okay, yeah,
so I started.
So yeah, definitely, y'all. If you plan on doing this, you definitely need to hone your skills. And you don't have to know everything. You can learn as you go, learn as you grow. That's what it is. So let's talk about your love for anti-bullying and your advocacy for that, and then we're gonna show them a little something that you created.
All right, cool. Yeah, so the movie that you guys are about to see is titled Just Be You, and the message is just like the title, just be you. Don't worry about what other people are saying, or don't put what other people say onto you. Be your own person, and don't be like everybody else. Step outside the box, and be you. Honestly, be you. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Say it again, man. Be you.
Be you. Be you.
Listen, kids, adults, they really need to hear that now in this time, man. With this social media and stuff, and everybody looking at what everybody else is doing. Be you.
Be you.
The do.
Awesome.
Dope.
Thank you.
Dope.
Shout out to my man Sam Silver who played that role that you guys just saw, Mata Balahala. His dad is a mega producer, Joel Silver from Brewster's Millions, The Matrix, just all types of big projects. But shout out to my man Sam Silver.
Definitely. I was definitely gonna ask you who that was. Give him a shout out. Yeah, that's dope, man. Keep pushing forward, bro. You are doing great things. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it, man. Stay being positive. I mean, man, you got the world at your feet, man. Good, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show. You know.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for it was a pleasure to be on, kicking it with KoolKard. We come, man.
Man, we just kicking it, just cooling. Definitely, man. Hey, I'm gonna do like a year-end roundup, man. I might have to have you come back on if you got time. I know you're a busy man.
Please. Of course.
Yeah, just to kind of, dive into see where you are at that time, because you got new projects coming up, all that good stuff. Real quick though, All Day and a Night.
All Day and a Night.
We forgot about that one.
Yeah, All Day and a Night. That's a Netflix movie that's out now. Came out May 1st. That I was in, starring Jeffrey Wright, Ashton Sanders. Great performance by my boy Jalen Hall. And it's a fantastic movie. Christopher Mayer. Just some incredible actors, and written and directed by the co-writer of Black Panther, Joe Robert Cole. So it's a great film. You guys should check it out. It's it's R-rated. It's a little intense.
Yeah.
We got some stuff that goes on in it, but it's a great movie. So you guys should check it out.
Definitely one to Netflix and chill on. Yeah, I love that movie, man. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, you were in it? Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, very dope.
I want to give a shout out to Wakanda, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, one of my heroes for real. One of my heroes for real. From 42, Marshall, Black Panther, everything. So
yeah, he was on his way, man. He was already there, but he was doing amazing things. He was gonna be like the Denzels, further down the line as he just progressed in his career, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, I'm telling you, that's just like a strength. That's a I'm a loss of words, like to hold that, to keep that, and just keep pushing forward. Working, setting your wife up, knowing that, hey, I may not be around too much longer, and to keep that, and just to go through that alone. Not alone, he had family, but still.
Yeah.
So many people that embraced him, that were in his life on a daily, that never knew, That's amazing, man. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. God bless him and his family. Yeah. Definitely, man. Definitely gonna miss him, man. Definitely gonna miss him. He was something special. He was a gift. So,
definitely.
Yeah. Go back and watch all his movies. I'm telling you, a gift.
Everybody.
Definitely a gift from God. For sure. But hey, man, I wish you much success. Like I tell all my guests, you got a fan for life. Huh?
Thank you. I said you as well.
Yeah.
Wish you all success.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm working this thing till I get my TV show. That's my goal right now. So
that's right.
Yeah. And my acting.
Subscribe, like, comment, follow him. KoolKard.
Tell him.
You doing it. We got to.
Tell him we ain't doing nothing but dropping gems and giving value over here. That's all we doing.
That's right.
That's all we doing. Hey, y'all make sure y'all check out Ramone Hamilton, Captain Underpants, Netflix. Season 4 is streaming now. Season 5 will be streaming. Check him out on All Day and a Night, Netflix. Check him out on the Chicken Squad, Disney, right? Disney Junior?
Yeah, Disney Junior.
That will be coming out soon. He's going to be the voice of, what's the character?
Coop.
Yeah, check him out. Support him, man. Support him. When his album comes out, you make sure you support him. You go and support Kanye. You support Drake. Support him.
Please do. Blazing the Moss Machines, Nickelodeon, Summer Camp Island, Cartoon Network.
All that.
Both of us, please.
All that. The Black Snowman. All that.
Exactly, Snowman, yeah. That's right.
That's right. And don't forget about that link on your Instagram. You make sure when people are scrolling your little feed, they can click on it and go right there, because that's necessary. You got to give them easy access to that.
Yes, necessity.
Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard for them to get it. There's a lot of things that's made hard for us to get. Don't make that hard, because they need that. Children need to see that. For real.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to your grandfather for creating that.
Papa Bernie. Love you.
Definitely, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate your family for allowing me to interview you.
Of course, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, definitely, man. Definitely. Keep in touch. Like I said, you got a fan for life. I'm an avid supporter of anybody I support. Like, ask anybody, you know, I share, I like whatever I can do. You know, I try to just do my part in the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right, man. Until next time, guys, we'll be kicking it next week, every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you got something valuable out of this, please like, share, subscribe. Hit up Ramone on his Instagram. I am Ramone Hamilton. Follow his journey. He's doing great things, tremendous things, y'all. All right. Peace and love, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in once again. Next week, we are out. We kicking it.